Right, so the last time I was with you, I'd started applying the decals. Now, as it stands at the moment, I've got most of the main markings on the model, but I have had a bit of an issue with the decals, and it's really been quite a not a disaster, but it's been quite off-putting. I've been using softening and setting solutions on the decals. In this instance, I've used, bear with me while I put the lids on so I don't spill them when I show you. In this instance, I've been using Mr. Mark Setter and Softer. Now, what I've found is that, to my expense, is that they've actually reacted with the decals in a way that I wasn't expecting, quite badly. The reason I defaulted to using these was that initially I put some markings on, like the underside crosses here, and I found that when they dried, there didn't appear to be any adhesive on the decal whatsoever. So these would just lift up. I could literally blow along the edge of the decal just quite lightly and see it lifting up. There was no adhesive to stick the decal to the model surface at all. So I used started using the setting and softening solutions, hoping to help them stick a bit better. And unfortunately, the knock-on effect of that was that some of the decals wrinkled quite badly and didn't completely flatten out when they dried. In addition to that, I had to find swastikas with the tail from somewhere else due to the previously discussed problems with the, well, not problems, but the legal issues that prevent Airfix putting swastikas in their kits. So I had a set of extra decal swastikas, which I currently don't appear to be able to find, but I'll have a quick hunt through my no, they appear to have temporarily eluded me, in spite of having been here just a few minutes ago. I'm sure they're here. Ah, there we go. Yeah, so I had a set of decals from extra decal here that I could use. So you can see I've added a swastika onto the tail there. However, I think what I've used is actually a swastika that was too small. But aside from that, I had another issue here, and if I bring you in, you can see the problem with that decal there. I applied a setting and softening solution to that decal, and when it was dry there was still quite a large bubble there that hadn't completely disappeared. So what I did was I took a bit of towel, like so, and I was just gently pressing down on the decal. And what I found that it just smudged the decal completely, wiped part of the decal away, so you can see that decal is damaged. However, I don't think it was big enough anyway, so it'd have to be replaced. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove both of these decals and their associated painted areas. So one thing I always do, first off, just to check, see if I can lift the decal off. See if I can lift the decal off with a piece of masking tape. So if I just burnish that decal in place, or burnish that tape in place, and you can see it's torn straight off there, no problem at all. or most of it has I should say. However, what we've got is we've got a part there that is still quite firmly in place. So burnish it down like so. Okay, so they're quite firmly in place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip these the outer part of the fin and rudder completely and repaint it. One of the benefits of me not having done any weathering on this paint scheme so far, I've literally just applied the paints straight from the pot, no lighting or darkening, no fading effects, is that it's quite easy to just strip this portion of the model back and repaint it and have it match the rest of the model exactly. So all I'm going to do is use a little bit of Mr. Colour Leveling Thinner. Okay, I've always got plenty of this around. Technically this is a lacquer thinner, but it's a Japanese lacquer, so what you'll find is it will attack the lacquer paints. The Japanese style lacquer paints I've used to paint this model, it will attack and remove really quickly, but it doesn't attack plastic, so we're quite able to strip paint away very quickly with this. So all I'm going to do is moisten a piece of kitchen towel with some of this Mr. Colour Leveling Thinner, not soaking but definitely wet, and then we're just going to work it around. You can see that's immediately removed what's left of that decal, and if I carry on rubbing, you can see how quickly that's stripped that back to bare plastic. Okay, so that's been stripped back completely to bare plastic in a couple of seconds. So let's take another piece of kitchen towel. Let's turn the model over. And we're just working this moist but not soaking piece of kitchen towel over the model like so, over the area that we want to strip. So there you go, they're both stripped back, so they're completely, both our outer portions are completely smooth now. So all I'm going to do is take some couple of pieces of tape, and all I'm going to do is mask the inside edges of our fins, just to prevent any overspray getting anywhere. Okay, so there's those areas just quickly masked off. This is largely just to show you how quickly and easily, quite often, you can affect repairs when something goes wrong. In this instance, I'm not blaming anybody but myself for these problems. If you'd spoken to me last night, I was really very unhappy, and the model was looking at going on hiatus for a while. I've had a day to think about it, and I thought, I think I can fix this quite easily, so we'll give it a go. So let's just get a bit of our dark green. Like so. Check our flow, we've got good flow, so all I'm going to do So that's that. That's that fin done. So we'll just turn it over, we'll do the other fin now. Okay, that's our other fin done. Just checking the area, make sure I've got no overspray anywhere. So that's my fins done again. So I'm just going to clean my brush, my airbrush out. So I'm cleaning my airbrush out. All I'm going to do is use a hairdryer. I'm going to dry this just dry our touched in areas out. I'm just going to bring you out a tiny little bit because obviously okay, so there's them. So immediately back to our Finishers Auto Gloss. Well, I'm just going to put a little drop into my airbrush. Probably too much. And then just apply a wet coat of our gloss varnish to those fins and rudders. Like so. And so, as you can see by that, that was a fairly quick and easy rescue job of something that just yesterday I'd made quite a bit of a mess of. So what's going to happen is that's going to dry, and I'm going to use a mixture of the Raw Umber and Payne's Grey oil paint, but I'm going to use it neat just to work into this panel detail here to make it match the rest of the model, because I'm only doing a small area, not the entire model. And then we'll be back to the stage where I can get back to applying decals. But the overall point of this little video was just to show that, one, we all make mistakes, we all get stuff wrong, and two, if you sit back, take stock of what you've done wrong, and step away from the model for a short period, quite often when you go back, repairing it doesn't seem nearly as problematic as it may have initially done. So, like I say, there's our fins, pretty much restored now, and I'll let that dry for an hour or so, and then I can get back to decaling and pick up where I left off. So hopefully I will now see you at the end of decaling when we've got a decent job and we're ready to continue.